Hey folks, what's going on? Coach Gav here from Kildare Strength and Fitness. Obviously not in the gym. I'm in the car at the moment. Just I have a few bits to do, and just had the time on hand, so I decided to shoot the video now rather than later. So this is a follow-up to what we covered in episode 2 last night, which was about I got my readings of my body fat done, and I came in at a whopping 26.2%. So this video is going to be more so about the how I'm going to make the changes. So in today's daily email, I spoke about how, I'm just going to move this here. Oh Christ, that's a lot across my face. All right, there we go. So 2 types of fat, bad fat and good fat on the body. So I have a lot of kind of stubborn fat. It's quite thick, and if kind of you grabbed it and pinched it, it's quite solid. And that's what we call kind of toxic fat. That's because a lot of my food intake is more on the acidic side as opposed to the alkaline side. So basically I'm having, say, too much coffee, too much sugar, too much processed foods, and not enough greens, fresh fruit, fresh veg, water, things like that then as well. So the first thing to do is to not panic. All right, so rather than kind of go, oh holy shit, and just completely go totally opposite way, I sat down last night, and I'm going to sit down this afternoon and kind of piece together what I want to do then as well. Am I going to completely cut out sugar? No. Am I going to cut back on it substantially? Absolutely. Because what I don't want to have is a situation where I go, okay, well, I'm only having sugar, I'm only having something sweet at the weekend or that kind of stuff. Because what if my plans could change where I could end up going for, say, coffee or lunch or dinner or go out during the week, and I want to be able to still have the flexibility and the control to be able to go and have those things then in the moment, as opposed to saying, oh, well, it's not a Saturday, I can't have this then as well. I think personally, in my honest and right opinion, that's not a really healthy way to go about doing it, where you only have certain foods on certain days. I think for us all to have the capabilities to say, okay, well, I've had this now, and I'm just going to modify things around it then as well. It's not, am I going to completely stop having coffee? No. For the first 2 weeks, yeah, I'm going to cut back to 1 a day, because realistically, my average is about 3 cups a day. So by cutting it by 60-70% daily, and then I'll have none at the weekends either. So I'm going to go for maybe 20 plus cups a week, and cut it back to between 4 and 6. And you know what, if I start feeling better, then I'll even go, you know what, I'll go every second day. I've also, you saw in our Instagram picture, the Instagram story, I stocked up on a lot of teas as well, different herbal teas and that, just to kind of get me through, because I like having a hot drink in the mornings, and I guarantee you maybe after a week or so I'd adjust to having a peppermint tea or a green tea or things like that as well. So there's going to be no drastic measurement here. There will be a lot more food, a lot more fresh food, a lot more veg, a lot more water, things like that as well. So I'm going to decrease my sugar, going to decrease my coffee intake. I'm not going to eliminate it. There will be days, there may even be weeks where I do go without it on purpose, but by the same token, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not having any of it. It's just so unrealistic, because if I tell you, don't think of a blue dog riding a pink elephant, what are you thinking of? You're thinking of a blue dog on top of an elephant, okay? So if I tell myself, no more chocolate, no more this, no more that, I don't know why I'm shaking so much, no more chocolate, no more this, no more that, no more whatever, automatically your brain's like, oh, you're going to tell us what we can't do? Well, screw you, I'm going to do it, I'm going to want it more then as well, okay? In terms of where do I want to get to, yes, I'd like to cut it in half. I'd like to get down to 13.1%. I'd like to get down to 12%, because Tom Brady wears 12 and Tom Brady's my boy. That would be the plan. When do I want to get there? But I turned 31 in December, so it'll be nice by then. I think it's a realistic timeline. I'm talking maybe 0.5% drop week on week. It's also enough of a timeline where it allows me to do things at a slower rate, more realistic rate as well. It doesn't mean there's any drastic action. It doesn't mean there's any crazy fucking strategies or where I'm starving myself, or I'm not having this, or I'm not having that. It's not as if I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get it down. Obviously I want to shift as much body fat as I can quickly, because it's not fucking healthy to be 1/4 fat. Some people say you're 100% bullshit too. But so that's kind of where we're going with this, is to, like, there's 6 months left in the year. So if between now and the end of the year I can cut it in half, and then also losing the weight, it's gonna be fucking awesome, okay? Losing the body fat, being fucking super. If I can do so while building a system and a routine and a habit I can maintain while still having flexibility to go, and like if I'm up in Dundrum and I would decide I'm gonna have a donut and a coffee, I can have one donut and a coffee, not have 3 donuts and 4 coffees in the one day. So, and that's where things are going wrong for a lot of us, is that we're overdoing it on so many things and we're underdoing it on so many others, that it then leads us to a position where we're like, oh, I'm not having any of this ever again. I'm probably going to stay off the beer for a while. I'm not a big drinker anyways. I've developed a taste for craft beer all of a sudden. So I have been, when I've been out, I've been having a couple of beers, that kind of stuff as well. So I'm going to ease back on everything. I'm not going to completely eradicate it then as well. And I suppose that's what I'm trying to get across, is that give yourself plenty of time so that you can have a more flexible, reasonable approach to the whole thing, as opposed to being super strict, super tight, you have no leeway, and then you become a narky fuck because you're like, oh, I'm not even enjoying life. Like, I mean, we're only at the start of summer. Please God, I get to go away on a holiday. And there's going to be lots of different family events coming up then as well throughout the summer. The gym turns 3 as well in September. All these different things. If my brother or someone comes down, we want to go for a meal, we can go for a meal, as opposed to be like, oh, well, I can't have that, I can't have this. It's about establishing a better ratio of good foods and bad foods. So I'm going to go less acidic, more alkalized, and eventually the combination will bring us to like a homeostasis or a balance in my nutrition and my intake. So that's where we're going to go with it. It's just a more of a priority goal now for the next 12 weeks. So I'm going to follow those steps for 12 weeks, okay? Then at the end of it, I'm going to go, now I'll get tested by Kev maybe every 4 weeks, or maybe at the halfway point. So it can tell me whether I need to accelerate what I'm doing or kind of how well things are working. If things are working well, I'll maintain that pace. If things aren't working well, I'll probably increase the pace a little bit more. So I'll probably, let's say halfway point. So 6 weeks from now, middle of August, I'll go get pinched and tested again. And I'll do that by having, again, no more than 5 coffees in a week, by having sugar no more than 3 times in a week, okay? And different things like that as well. There'll be some simple frameworks that I'm going to work to, and it might be a case that I have to go, right, I do have to go no sugar for a few weeks. I do have to go no coffee, something like that then as well. Okay, so that's going to be the plan. It's very straightforward. It means I can stick to it. It means the longer I can stick to it, it can be more consistent. More consistency, bringing a better kind of result with it then as well. We've always played the long game with things we've done in KSF, and it's always worked out for us. So I'm not going to start fucking changing that now. I'm not going to preach one thing to all my crew and then go and do something else. Like, oh my God, I'm in a fucking hurry. I've got to lose it all then as well. I want to lose it, but I also want to find a way that I can keep it off. Alright folks, thanks for tuning in. Episode 3 done and dusted. I'll talk to you later.